love Monster Cat almost as much as I love this guy in the top right-hand corner. Green Terran player. He hails from Spain, and his name is Lucifron. He's going to be facing off against his opponent here in the bottom left-hand corner, the red Terran player from the Ukraine. It is Kas.
That's right. Kas versus Lucifron here in game number 4. Lucifron just one game away from advancing. Kas trying to tie things up here, and we'll see what he can do as... now we have Daybreak as the map of choice, and this is a map that can lend itself to some pretty long TVTs.
Yeah.
We've talked many times in TVTs in the past about these narrow running paths, and even though there's a lot of them, there's opportunities to strike through the air, there's opportunities to strike through the ground. You can lend to really long, drawn-out tank positions, especially outside of the 4th around the Zelnugget Towers.
You know, and something that we saw from Kas at Game 1 is going to lend itself to an incredible amount of effectiveness here on Daybreak, and that is Kas taking one Marine and positioning it in a place of interest. So when you have these multiple attack routes, if Kas is the one putting Marines on them, he's going to be the one with map awareness.
That's absolutely right. So we'll see here what both these players do if they want to switch things up. Lucifron, first time we've seen gas first out of him. We've seen command center first. We saw an attempt at a command center first, and he's scouting for cheese. He's going through the common pass where you would think that there's going to be some sort of a barracks. We'll see if he wants to proxy himself, but no, he's actually just going to put his barracks up back at home. He just wants to make sure he's not going to get caught off guard by proxy barracks once again. Kas, on the other hand, command center first is his build of choice.
It is also entirely possible, especially after, I mean, getting so much scouting he can now run in, but don't discount the possibility, of course, of proxied Factory, proxied Banshee. Love seeing that, especially with all the cheese these guys have been putting on thus far, but yeah, Lucifron now coming to the base, and he's going to see this command center first right now.
Yes, he is. Gets a great read on what's going on. Even starting to pick away at this SCV, which is also annoying. It forces more units off the line here. But Kas actually has to watch out. I'm sure he'll pull off this SCV in time, replace it with another one if he needs to. But Lucifron has been suitably annoying, and looks like he's actually just one shot away from killing this SCV. A little bit surprising there. Kas needs to heal this up in a second, pulls a couple more off the line, and it looks like he's going to be okay. We'll see if Lucifron decides to jump back in. No, he has to run now.
Yeah, his is down to 5 as well. Factory is going down at home. Reactor as well. So Hellions or Marines are both a possibility at this stage. But, you know, honestly, you can make pushes. A lot of times you're like, oh, that's Reactor Hellions. Well, the timing here is actually a little bit. The Factory is a little bit ahead of the Reactor. Supply Depot going down as well. And I think it's just lining up towards what looks like Lucifron. You know, he just needs to get a little bit of damage in, and then he'll be able to expand and be in a good position.
And we have seen those from time to time, as he is going to have 100 gas as soon as this finishes up. We have seen those same Marauder Hellion, or not Marauder, Marine Hellion drop play. That has certainly been a thing in TVT as well. Looks like Kas, on the other hand, going to go for this command center first, and like we mentioned before, and it looks like it's paying off for him so far. He's not really taken that much damage yet, and he's been able to establish not just his barracks, but also his tech, too. So only relying on one barracks zone. If his opponent had been going for something, as Kas has not scouted at all yet, like Cloaked Banshees at the beginning, that actually could have come back to bite him a little bit, as those Banshees would have been able to make their way out without much opposition. Only one barracks worth of Marines.
That's completely true, Kevin. What?
Kas just walks right around the Marines that were sitting there posted from Lucifron.
Gets inside, sees everything but the starport. He has not seen the starport yet, which is actually of relative importance. So this starport is going to be producing a medevac. You mentioned the Marine Hellion drop earlier, and that's what we're going to be seeing here out of Lucifron. The angles where you can come in, not too broad. You're pretty much going to be coming in from the right-hand side. You can also, however, approach the natural expansion right from the front here. And right where this bunker's at, you can actually lift onto the high ground from this lower area. So it all, you know, those are pretty much his options. But it looks like he's producing quite a multitude of Hellions, so I would expect that to be the angle he takes. Because honestly, this is going to take quite a few medevac trips if he wants to load.
Yes, it is.
Everything up.
That's absolutely right. So he does pick up everything inside of the medevac, or all the Marines, I should say, and I believe that's a full 8. And he's going to join up at the front with these 3 Hellions, keeping 1 back in return. No, actually, just building 3 Hellions and then putting on some add-ons. So this is going to be a very strong follow-up from Lucifron, who does not intend to expand right now.
Yeah, so it looks like he is going to go for a full... see, this is why this is so interesting is Lucifron could actually try to bait the forces, but now he shows the medevac so early that Kas actually knows the gig. Here comes the move out of Lucifron. He's going to be going for the bunker, actually. No SCVs in position to repair this quite yet. Lets them get pretty low. We can see Lucifron getting in position to try to deal. He actually could be doing way more splash damage than he is right now.
Yeah, so not a lot of damage done there. Lucifron at least doesn't lose any Hellions, but he does manage to lose 2 Marines. He needs to heal those up and get back inside of the main here relatively soon, but of course he's going to be so slow about getting his forces down as the Spunker's all healed up that Koss is going to be able to react in plenty of time, and Koss has not just stabilized off of these bases, he's going up to a 3rd. He's going to be 2 full command centers ahead of his opponent soon.
Yeah, this is such a dangerous position right now for Lucifron. It looks like he's going to be following this up with a Banshee. He really knows that he needs to get in there and get some damage done, because otherwise Koss is simply just going to run away with this game.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Lucifron, if, you know, you've talked about this many times in the past, about the rock, paper, scissors that kind of exist between greed and deciding to play aggressively and deciding to play a balance between the two. Well, certainly we're seeing a very greedy build out of Koss, and we're seeing a very aggressive build out of Lucifron. So there is going to be a moment where he'll have enough forces, especially with these siege tanks, to start popping in and doing some significant damage to the economy before Koss has the forces to deal with this. Now, whether that damage can justify putting these spaces so far behind, time will only tell.
Well, I mean, this actually, at this stage, is pretty much, this is a 1-1-1 out of Lucifron. He's made the Banshees, he's got the Siege Tanks, the Marines, and Hellions on the field as well. It just opened up as a Marine Hellion drop. This has the potential, it entirely has the potential to kill Koss. But that said, if Koss holds this without sustaining any major damage, it's GG. This game is over.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%, and Lucifron looks like he decides that now's the time is right. Moves that siege tank up. No, I thought he was going to start slowly leapfrogging these forward, but decides not to for now. Taking a look at things, looks like the siege tank, second siege tank I should say, is joining the battle, so now Koss has to be on his best behavior. He's up by 12 workers at the moment, but not as many as I would expect. It looks like Lucifron is putting his contingency plan in place, which is the continued expansion. Oh, and the SCVs actually got trapped behind the Hellions for a second, and they clump up together and actually get mowed down by the siege tanks up at the front, so the tanks have not been destroyed yet, and Koss just lost his entire force.
He did, all of his SCVs as well. Lucifron, I mean, he is now poised to take this game. Koss is going to have to abandon this natural expansion. Now, keep in mind, he does have a 3rd command center up here, so if he can hold this, he can absolutely get back into this game, but he needs to hold it.
Yes, he does. He's lost 17 workers so far. The orbital command's being pushed back, and of course, this is the moment that Lucifron will expand. Koss scans to make sure that that's going down, so he knows that this isn't just super all in. But Lucifron, man, he's certainly done his damage. Koss actually going up to mech.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time here. The Vikings aren't going to be able to pick off these Banshees. The siege tanks, of course, are just a ticking clock right now for Koss. That are slowly destroying his buildings, destroying his structures. I also hate seeing this. I hate seeing, it happens so frequently too, like a factory just gets neglected, it's going to be taken out now, that's less production for Koss, more money that's going to be pulled up, and this is looking very dangerous for Koss, who's now pulling all the SCVs, he's making his move. Kevin, is he going to be able to do it, or is he going to go down here? The SCVs are just dying in droves right now, and Lucifron may have done it. The tanks, oh, it looks like it could be killed off.
Yeah.
He's down to no supply.
Automaton comes up, he checks out, hey, what's going on here, guys? Oh, God, the carnage! That's what he says. Looks like the last couple of Hellions are going to fall. It's 36 workers killed so far. Resources lost very much in Lucifron's favor. Is he even going to be able to get the last Viking? No, looks like it'll get away just in time. What is the aftermath of all that? 15 SCVs to 33. Koss trying to make as many more workers as he can for now. He can probably pull himself, for the most part, off of gas. I don't think he needs to be mining all 3. He'll need to reestablish dominance over this natural very soon. Otherwise, things are going to get exceedingly rough for him.
Well, Banshee coming in right now, getting in a little bit of damage, but yeah, the Vikings going to easily clean that up. 55 supply to 41, but here's what we were talking about earlier. All right. So, Koss has 3 command centers. Lucifron has 2. And I don't think, if we take a look at the vision of Lucifron real quick, does Lucifron know that this 3rd expansion... oh, he did see it. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, he saw
that's right. He just flew in with the Banshee, so he saw all the command centers.
Yeah, when he came in earlier, I don't think he did, but yeah. Banshee, scouting the 3rd is actually quite important for Lucifron, who is going to react by taking his own 3rd right now.
But now he's at a significant economic advantage. He is able to produce, even though it's only 2 workers at a time right now, while his 3rd comes up, that's plenty enough production to maintain the worker advantage that he has.
Yeah. I mean, he's also going to be making tons more units than Koss, who is going Blue Flame Hellion, making 3 Hellions at a time. He's got to rebuild that factory, and he's adding 1 additional one on. Lucifron, on the other hand, so this is going to make for a very interesting mid and late game here, as we've got Lucifron going for Marine Tank, and Kasa's going to be going for Mech.
And Kas is going to pick up on this third base, so that's going to be stopped for quite a while. Looks like a Banshee of Kasa's is actually going to make its way in and do some damage, so now Lucifron's being pulled in two positions at once and isn't reacting to the Banshee, nor is he reacting to the Hellions, which did some pretty significant damage to the command center. There we go. Vikings now brought in position, but this Banshee has cleaned up 5 workers.
Yeah, it did pretty good damage. Hellions tried to come in, but looks like the tanks for Lucifron are in position in order to push those away. But yeah, this is good from Kas. You know, he's getting some damage in. He's making sure he can equalize the worker counts right now, and he's continued to deny this third. There's actually, is an SCV finally arriving for that or what? Yeah, okay.
There it is. Okay, yeah, it's already on it. So, but it's actually going to get killed here really quick. Even though these Hellions are going to take some damage, they should be able to clean up that SCV. Yeah, it goes down. Surrounding the tank there, but some significant damage in the meantime. Tank finally gets cleaned up. The rest of the units moving in for Lucifron, who's about to finish his stim up. It's about 50 seconds away. It looks like he may even have to cancel this command center.
Kas is actually pulling ahead in supply now, Kevin.
Oh! He actually gets the kill on the command center.
Yeah, this is a little bit rough for Lucifron at this stage. You know, we were mentioning it, that Kasa's 3 command centers are really just powering him ahead because Lucifron wasn't able to get the kill. And now, I mean, if we take a look at the worker supply, I feel like it's going to be a lot closer, 40 to 46.
And Kas has his third base done, so
yeah,
he's actually going to be able to make up the rest of that very quickly, whereas Lucifron has to restart his third from scratch.
We have a mech player who's actually up on bases and equal on workers to the player going Marine Tank. Can I just explain how terrible that is for Marine Tank?
But this is still very slugfest right now. I mean, this has not been a pretty TVT. This is not a let's make a nice defensive position and we'll kill each other. This has been like throwing haymakers at each other repeatedly until one finally lands. So it looks like one Viking's going to go down here. Kas keeps his second alive, and so does Lucifron, so pretty even trade. This Viking just going to try and pick up on things. Hopefully we'll get over there and get a read on this third base.
Yeah, he does. I like the little things. So Kas actually, he knew he wanted to catch that Viking. He cut his Viking to the left in case it was coming to scout that his third had been fully established. He's like, look, if you bring the Viking to scout, it's going to die. I'm not going to let it see my third. If you take it home, that's fine. I don't care. Do whatever you want with that Viking. So nice play there out of Kas.
And look at these Bioforces actually just stimming up and picking off tanks. One goes down, a second going to fall too, and now it's just Hellions that are left over. Blue Flame Hellions are cool, but not against Marauders and tanks.
Bringing the supply back to even. Nice play there from Lucifron, catching those tanks for sure. Now, he needs a third. He needs a third really bad, and it looks like, okay, he's actually starting one right as I said that. Yeah. Because, I mean, he's on 2 bases, and Kas has been mining off 3 for about 2.5 minutes now, so good. Yeah. Finally getting that.
We're at about 20 minutes into this game, but it feels like we're at about the 10-minute mark, give or take, you know? Yeah. I mean, because we've just been so far set back in this game from the aggression that started from Lucifron. Kas had his 3 bases initially denied for so long. No, those Hellions just cannot run directly into those siege tanks. Lucifron just has the lockdown there, and he is going to stim up. And this is already being healed up as it was under attack from some of the Vikings, and a lot of SCVs are going to fall here.
Lucifron doing exactly what you need to be doing as Marine Tank would. Oh, hold that thought. Siege Tank's going to be sieging. No. Kas is going to fall back here and not sustain too much damage.
But Kas just made kind of a big error there because he ran all of his SCVs forward because he was going to use them as body blockers and get the rest of his mech in position. But at the last moment, he decided, no, I'm not going to move my mech forward because I'll just get it obliterated, and ended up losing every one of those SCVs he sent forward to the point where Lucifron has now killed 53 workers and has regained a 19 worker advantage.
So, downside to stacking workers.
Yes.
No, really, that's absolutely insane. It actually looked like there were like 2 or 3 there, but the fact of the matter, guys, is now we've got Kas in, once again, not the best of positions. This game has been insanely back and forth, and Lucifron, need to say, did a great job there realizing, I'm really mobile. Let's get him to siege up out front, think an engagement's going to happen. I'm going to quickly jump for his third.
And he did that. He did just that. And now this third is relatively useless. Kas going to run headlong into these siege tanks, but loses another few Hellions, only gets a couple of Marines in return. So Kas still in a rough spot because Lucifron is matched him on bases. He's going to set that down right now. There is a Hellion in position. It'll just take a couple of Marauders over there to clean that out, though.
Oh, the engagement's coming, though, down on Lucifron's end. I mean, he's losing a lot of tanks here. killing a couple Hellions, you know, but Hellions only cost minerals, and overall this engagement definitely not going to be too well.
Yeah, that was a lot of Hellions, though. I mean, that was a lot of Hellions. Had that just been like, oh, I lost half my Hellions, but I killed all your tanks, sure. But Hellions don't do anything against a Marauder with a medevac overhead. He should have swung at the Vikings first.
Going to be landing now with
There
his
we go.
Vikings, cleaning up the rest of these tanks, which is important. Because now, see, Koss, the good thing for Koss here, he didn't lose any of his tanks. He threw away a lot of Hellions, but, you know, you're a mech player. Your big priority is going to be laying on your gas, so it's definitely, as you said, not good that he lost so many Hellions, but very good that he cleaned up all those tanks, especially having to finish them off with those Vikings.
Sure. But I still favor Lucifron now in this game after that engagement.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Lucifron, he's reestablished his production. Things have started to stabilize for him. Most importantly, he has the third base up. As you can see, the mains are mined out from both sides because of the insane amount of aggression oversaturation at the beginning of this game. And naturals are actually getting pretty low, too. So subsequent bases are going to be very important from here on out.
Heavy Marine Marauder composition. Oh, no. Tanks, not siege. Koss going to be losing a few siege tanks here. Lucifron, though, well, he actually, no, he cleans up every single tank, so
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a really bad situation for Koss. He actually loses everything up at the front, down to just 92 supply. Does he have enough to rally and stop his third from being under assault again? Because as we mentioned before, the economic situation is very precarious for both these players, as orbital commands mean everything now, and this one is toast.
Lucifron just picking off the meat off the bones. GG, well played. Gonna go down for Koss, and that is gonna be it, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our two more semifinalists that were sent through today, as Lucifron actually joins Grubby. They're going to match up against each other in the round of 4.
The semifinals, guys, to figure out who's going to be representing the world from Europe. Make sure you are tuning into the rest of the series to see exactly who it's going to be. Those were some exciting TVTs, I got to say.
They were, actually. We had a good mix of like the over-the-top aggressive ones. We had proxy racks. We had cool one-base openings against like Command Center First, just to see how those would match up. So very varied set of TVTs there. So if you're wondering how to play different styles of TVT, highly recommend you check out that set.
Yeah, it had pretty much everything, and it's really, as you said, it's great to learn from, guys.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight. Don't forget to check out and try and win these Gunner glasses by heading over to IGN.com/IPL giveaways. Again, IGN.com/IPL giveaways. Also, our friends at Shoot Mania, the awesome new FPS game from Ubisoft and Naughty, are actually giving away a bunch of tickets to IPL 5.
Yep.
If you want to pick those up, head over to IGN.com/IPL5 promo. It's up at the top. IGN.com/IPL5 promo.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and from everybody here at IPL and from myself, Kibbles, and my partner, Kevin, wish you guys a pleasant evening. Make sure you follow him at Kevin Naki on Twitter, because this guy is tweeting the funniest things all week. OMG, man.
I'm just ridiculous.
They were great. That one pretty much went viral.
Yeah.
But really, thanks, guys.